why people don't buy for legacy, or why you sell? 23,000 million is a legacy. What you talking about? what are we in love with? Sometimes.
There's a problem with the baby.
Look at the possibility of saving up at least 6 months worth of income so that you can at least stay in business for 6 months, because cash is king in business. So
you gonna rent a plane to go here? You gonna spend your whole month's salary to go fly over here, bro? I pay for this cash, bro. So we not even.
I did too, Max.
Yeah, we not even gonna have no conversation. Yours was 10x mine's. That's the conversation you gotta have with these guys.
My title's in the drawer. The Pilates payment for me would have been about 18 grand a month. I told the guy I can't afford 18 grand a month. I'm just gonna go ahead and pay cash. I can't afford 18 grand a month. I can't afford to pay 18 grand a month. 14 grand of that's interest. You're making my plane more expensive. You know what I mean? So I was at a Pilates conference about 2 years ago, and there was a bunch of bankers there too. They didn't know I was a banker. They said, "Yeah, we can help you reduce your financing costs. We can take your interest rate from whatever it is down to 3.5%." I was like, "What rate?" I paid cash for it. And the guy said, "I said, hey, I'm a banker, man. I couldn't afford the payment. I couldn't afford the 16 grand a month because I paid cash. Yeah, I paid cash. Understand that. Yeah, I can't afford the payments. Now they just doubled my rent. They just doubled my hangar space. You know what I mean? I couldn't afford the 16, 18 grand a month, so I just paid cash. Same with the Ferraris. I don't. All toys pay cash for it. So when the crisis comes,
nothing to worry about.
You ain't got nothing to worry about.
Still got my toys. They can't pick up yours.
Yeah, they got my toys. They can't pick up yours. And if it's a crisis comes and it's really, really bad, I can sell my toys. I paid $3.3 million for cash at Dollar General stores. You know what I mean? I could go lever that. I mean, banks are begging me, "Hey man, we can refinance that for you. You can take some cash out of that." But I don't need to. I don't want to be levered. The thing that hurts you in a crisis is lever. When you over lever, you over lever, man. It's like a fat person on a seesaw. And the more leverage you are, the bigger the other end is, and you get so big, so long on that end. You get so levered, it breaks off in bad times. And you just bust, and that person that's levered on the other end just falls down to the ground. You don't want to be levered, man. I don't want to be levered. Yeah. But now, early in my entrepreneur days, I had to lever up, right? Because you got to take some risks.
That's the risk I took.
Yeah, you got to lever up.
I I think the risk I took, well, I don't know if it was a risk. I enjoyed that I did it now. Is I just, everything, all the money I was making, I just bought everything cash. To the point where it was the point like, if everything goes to shit right now, I'm good.
Yeah, man. That's what you want. You want to be able to sleep at night.
I own everything free and clear. Money still come in. And nobody calling me in a recession. Right? I could have leveraged and probably had 10x what I own. But would I really own it? My name would be on it, but the bank would own it.
The bank. Yeah, leverage is dangerous, man. But, you know, but in the public company business space, there's some EBITDA multiples that people are comfortable with in terms of debt. So if you got a company that's producing, let's say it's producing 10 million a year in EBITDA, then a comfortable leverage ratio may be you would lever it 6 times 10 million. So if you had $60 million in debt, so you lever so you lever it 6 times. In the public company space, 6 times leverage that's okay. And so, you know, back in the 90s, companies may lever 10 times. So you may have a $10 million company with $100 million in debt. But what you do is, what you're hoping is, every year that you grow the EBITDA, so you grow it from 10 million to 12 million, now your leverage is coming down slowly, and then you're able to pay off some debt. But that's what public companies do all the time. They'll lever up. And so in the company that I own, you know, I try to have a small amount of debt as possible, because debt kills you. It can kill you, man. No, not mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, not physically kill you, but it hurt your business.
Who else got the real cams? Yeah.
Every business I look at now is, if I'm going to invest in it, who's the buyer? And then I want to build it to their specification. It's kind of like building a house. I don't want to just go build a house based on what I think the house should be.
Nobody gonna buy it.
You know what I mean? Thinking, you know, okay, yeah, I want a big kitchen and I want countertops.
Yeah.
But that may not be the thing. Or I want a pool in back. No, you want to build a business based on who's going to buy it and what they like. And the best way to find out what they like is you go to an investment banker in that industry who sells those kinds of businesses all the time, and you go to him or her and say, hey, I got this recycling company. We're building it. It's growing very rapidly. What can we do to it right now? What should we be working on right now to make it more valuable in the marketplace? What have you seen in the transactions you've done that makes the business more valuable, right? And so when I first went to sell Zyklon, and I went to the investment banker, they said, hey, here, you got a great company. Here's some things you need to fix, some things you need to work on. And had I gone to the investment banker 5 years before then, I could have fixed those things way earlier and made it way more valuable, right? So it's kind of that pharmacy play you talked about, knowing what Walgreens wants. So you build it, you know, and then you put the deck on the house.
Right, because the demand.
If Walgreens don't want no deck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
demand
And that's a
already
cheat
there.
code, because the investment banker is going to tell you everything, because why? When they sell it for you, guess what they get?
They can get a percentage.
That's a cheat code right there.
Yeah, man. So that's some people saying, well, I'm starting this company, I'm going to build it up and sell it. Well, go talk to an investment banker so they can tell you what the company should, what you should put in the company, what it should look like, what it should feel like, what kind of people you should hire, what's selling.
Right.
They want you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're a potential customer. But they're going to spend time talking to you. You can say, hey, man, this is my business. This is what I'm doing. And, you know, what's the best, who's buying these businesses and what are they looking for? The problem that we have is we hold on our business too long until it's gone.
Somebody comes out.
Until it's over. You know what I mean? One of the reasons, many reasons why I sold was I needed to put an end on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I need to go ahead and get that. You know, being in business, it's like you're in class every day, but you ain't got the grades yet. I mean, things are looking good. You know,
Right.
you're looking good. You know, you get some cash coming in,
Yeah.
but until you end it with a
don't get
sale,
graded.
huh?
You don't get graded.
Yeah, you don't get
held
that.
hostage.
You still held hostage.
Still held hostage.
You're like a person. Being an entrepreneur is like being at a crap table in Vegas.
You gambling.
And you're gambling, and you got a whole bunch of chips on the table, and everybody sees you. They're like, man, how's you got it going on? Chips stacked up high, He done bought a new Benz, got him a new Rolls Royce, chips stacked up high, everything's going well. But until he does this,
It ain't unrealized gain.
until he does this right here, it ain't over. Because something can happen.
Right.
COVID could happen. 2008 could happen.
Google.
Algorithm.
Google
Yes,
algorithm.
algorithm.
I mean, and so
don't know.
you gotta do that.
I mean, that question on Clubhouse that day, she was like, well, why people don't buy for legacy, or why you sell? 23,000 million is a legacy. What you talking about? what are we in love with?
Sometimes, what do you have that you paid $2,000 for, and somebody's gonna buy it from you for $23 million, and you're gonna say, I want to hold on for some legacy?
Hell with that. What do you have that's worth 23 million?
Yo, we in the Bahamas. I can't imagine my life without general aviation because, I mean, all my thought processes, when I wake up in the morning, it's like, okay, what am I going to do today? And having a plane gives me a bunch of options.
So you've had a plane since you said
99, 2000.
And how you get it? How did you
There was a guy that worked for me that was a pilot and an instructor, but he was a computer geek. I mean, one of the best ever. And I would drive to Jacksonville for an hour meeting and turn around and drive back to visit the Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And they were one of our clients. And I'd drive down there for an hour meeting and turn around and drive back. And he said, hey, have you looked at general aviation? I was like, no. What is that? He said, well, you can get your pilot's license. And he introduced me to it. I fell in love with it. And so this is my 4th plane. So you can see the entire bar. It's the lowest tide, which makes this one of the most beautiful places in the world. The reason why I love coming here is because of how nice the people are, and the scenery is unbelievable. And today is Wednesday. It's hump day for somebody. I've had a bunch of hump days in my career, and they're all behind me. So if you're out there grinding right now, keep grinding. It's worth it. Take some risks, bet on yourself, and you can make it happen. From the Sandbar in Exumas.